And hello, hello, hello. Here I am with the beautiful Mairead. Mairead, let us know if you.
Hello, everyone.
Good, we can hear you too. Yay! Welcome, Mairead. Welcome, welcome,
Thank you
welcome.
so much. What a privilege. What an honor to be here with this beautiful host.
It's my honor that you're joining me as we talk about all the wonder of soul readings and light language and a
Yeah.
bit more magic. Actually, we're going to go into a little bit of your magic later on.
Yes, yeah.
For those of you that don't know Mairead or perhaps haven't encountered the beauty of all that she is, she's a glorious Irish woman, same as myself, and she hails from Sligo. And Mairead is a holistic therapist. She is a fabulous soul reader, powerful soul reader. She also is an intuitive guidance facilitator. And of course, she's a light language channeler. And Mairead was one of the past attendees on I think you were on my second ever workshop in light language, Mairead, and you were activated so
Possibly, yeah.
powerfully. Yeah, yeah. And you've just been letting it out since.
Speaking it since. Can't stop me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Not only, Marie, I'm not finished with your
Oh,
introduction yet.
sorry. Oh, sorry. Go on. Yeah.
Not only are you all that I've just mentioned, right? I won't let you blush now, but actually, she's an incredibly creative person, and she is the founder, creator of Mama C. And Mama C is a glorious brand of bathing products that I've bought as gifts and I've had myself. I'm actually going to order more from you, Mairead. And they're products that use organic healing, restorative salts. She's got some wonderful botanicals, essential oils, all from nature, included in like scrubs and salts, bathing products. And she's got over 7. I'll let her kind of talk about that in a moment from that range. They're absolutely lush, gorgeous looking, gorgeous smelling, and so energetically restorative, balancing, harmonizing. And Mairead, actually, I'm going to ask you a little bit. I think I asked you to, could you bring one of those or two of those products along just to show, because
Yeah.
there's a story behind them before we even get into soul reading, because this is part of the magic. You
Hmm.
know, how your creative process runs, even the name of the product. I'm
Hmm.
excited about this because they really are delicious. Would you kind of give us a little
Yes, yeah,
share?
I'd be delighted to. So Mama C is so I'm, obviously being involved with, a lot of alternative medicine, complementary medicines for years and worked as a holistic therapist. And I discovered that, part of the energy work and when I joined with, with you and the light language program as well, and how that has opened up so much levels and layers within me. I was also very aware I used to swim in the sea a lot. I love sea swimming. And back in the day when I couldn't sit down, when I wasn't, being present in the moment, I was go, go, go. I used to do a lot of running and triathlons and all those mad things. But I still love swimming in the sea. I don't do any of the other crazy stuff now, but I love the sea. And I always knew that, the sea, when we come out of the sea, your energy is rejuvenated and cleansed and
Mm.
cleared. So when I started doing more and more deeper energy work and working more and more with clients, so I literally, it happened like a flash. So, anybody that does the work that we do, Mary, that the downloads come. We've got different ways of wording it and different experiences with our, our unique soul blueprint. Literally got like a download of this information came through me around the time when I was activated in light language as well. So in and around the same timeline.
Ah.
Yeah, so I was on the first program. So I was on level one, would have been practicing my own, doing a little bit of light language, a little bit of drawing, all of that. And it did come through at that time. And what it was, okay, I need to make some bathing salts. Primarily, the initial reason was to help support clients. So I had a lot of clients coming to me, and we know about the integration phase, the
Mm.
expansion and the contraction. So when we are clearing trauma from the body, we go deep, and I tell my clients a lot, the reality is there's no spiritual bypass. We all have to do the work at our own level.
Yeah.
So how can I help support clients when they are integrating, when they are releasing a lot of energy or density within the body? So I was shown the salts, I was shown how to prepare them, I was giving the, the essential oils to use specifically. And so initially what happened was I got information from four bathing salts. So four salts initially, and named after Greek and Roman gods and goddesses. So the first one I made was actually Poseidon. So some of them are like divine masculine energies and others are divine feminine energies. Poseidon is very strong, the god energy, the god of the sea. That has got like eucalyptus oil in it, rosemary oil, very powerful for detoxing the body,
Yeah.
aching muscles, joints, all of that. Then I came through Oceanus was the second one, and that is to help sleep. So a lot of people at the moment are suffering with a lot of insomnia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's
Yeah.
a big issue at the moment, insomnia and sleep. So this has got chamomile, lavender buds,
Mm.
neroli oil to help the nervous system. But what's unusual, I guess, about the products is that, we're not looking at, of course, physically, it's going to help the body, and we know a lot about the essential oils and what they do.
Mm.
But this is also about what's it doing energetically to your body.
Mm.
What chakra systems is it working with? How is it helping through the body? And also when I make the products, I'm bringing through the light language. So coding the beautiful products with this energy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the alchemy, I guess. This is the magic within it. And alongside of that too, moving forward, when I'm launching a new website very shortly around this, you can get them at mamac.ie at the moment. However, moving forward, I'm going to create unique guided healing meditations with every product. So for example, you buy my Aphrodite. I'm going to show you this one in a minute. Aphrodite is a sensual goddess of love. You can bathe in this, and while you bathe, you can have a downloadable on your device, and you can listen to a guided healing meditation with light frequency codes to bring you back to Atlantis, or back to to a space and time where you remembered how to care and love for the body. So there is a sense of, when you're bathing, it is a sacred ritual. It is, since the beginning
Yeah.
of time, the act of submerging your body into hot waters with oils and botanicals, and how much that supports your body. And
Yeah.
it's to do with all of that, and that is being remembered right now in many. And we're going back. It's like a full circle. We're going back to the simplest methods because they work.
They do. I mean, I did it this morning myself. Some
Yeah.
of my most powerful channelings come through in the bath, in
In the
salts.
bath, the water, yes, the water is alchemy. My light language started in the shower.
Yep.
The water in the shower, and I used to practice and practice in the shower, and it was definitely the water is it alchemizes it for sure.
I'm actually holding water crystals here, right? And the energy is in this. And I wanted to hold it up because when you put those bath salts into the water, what I see is you raise the vibration of the water as well. You create alchemy within the healing space of the water, and water heals at such a vibrational rate. Like, you're bringing in the goddess essence. We are bathing in goddess essence and codes. We're opening up to those
Mhm.
gateways when
Yeah.
we're using your salts, Mairead. I just want to say that out loud for people to realize the magic is there,
Hmm.
even in, how we're caring for the body,
Hmm.
the words you've used, everything.
The act of self-love as well, and embodiment. This is a thing that we're learning more about, feeling comfortable in our own bodies, in my own shape, who I am as a woman, where I am. This is all the goddess energy,
Yeah.
owning who I am, feeling beautiful. All of that is act of self-love, self-care, and that's more embodiment. The high priestess, the goddess, they didn't give a shit what size they were. They were all shapes and sizes, all curves, all angles, and they celebrated. That's where we need to be going. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Let them jiggle in the bath with the rose petals. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So I'll show you this one. This is my Aphrodite. That's my little logo there. So you can see in it here. So the colors, the only thing in the colors is with my 4 salts, they're distinct colors, and that's mica. It's a very fine mineral powder that's found in Indonesian ground, so it's 100% natural. It's a little sprinkle I put in the end, and it just gives them a pop of color, and you can distinguish the different salts. So there is that, there is all the rose
Rose
petals in it. You can
petals.
see the rose petals.
Mm.
So I use as well a trio of salts. I use a combination of salts from the Dead Sea, Himalayan mountain salt, which has 99 minerals and properties within it itself, and Epsom salt, which is a form of magnesium sulfate.
Mm.
What they do is it's a powerful detox. So it's pulling and cleansing and clearing your energy field faster. So it's pulling that dense energy out of the body, but it's also so the skin is an incredible organ. So it's able to pull the toxins out, but while it's doing that, it's putting in so much nutrients from the Himalayan salts and magnesium
Yeah.
from the Epsom salts. And magnesium is essential to support our nervous system.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
when we're going through any type of ascension, any type of trauma,
Uh-huh.
anything within our lives, even if it's, this I recommend for women going through any type of menopause, perimenopause, anything with their hormones imbalances, infertility, anything like that, this is really good for supporting that system. And then magnesium is going to go in and it's going to help with the nervous system, calming the adrenals, calming the cortisol levels in the body,
Mm.
and bringing you back into reset. And
Love it.
while it's doing that, it has rose oils, it has rose petals, it is neroli oil, and this has a yang and yang. And what that does is the yang and yang opens up the heart chakra to love. So
Mm.
you're bathing, you're taking care of yourself. The rose oils have been known for centuries, the aroma, the rose oils, the association with Magdalene, the Mother Mary, all of that energies, the womb space. There she is behind.
The heart. I happen to wear the. I
There
never
she
wear pink. I'm wearing it for you, I think.
No, there you go. Pink, pink today. So, yeah, pink to make the boys wink. Have you ever heard that one?
Yeah. Aphrodite pink, I think, and Venus pink.
Aphrodite pink.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so that one is beautiful. Like, well, they're all beautiful, but that one is, embodying the goddess,
Yeah.
embodying the sensuality within you.
Absolutely.
So if you're finding it hard, we move through phases as well where we feel good, we look good. And then there's sometimes we move, and I think our hormones as well can fluctuate, and we have days where, oh my God, you look in the mirror and you're like, is that me?
Mm.
So, I'm moving that through the body and allowing yourself, we're allowed to have those moments, we're allowed to have those days, but let's take extra care of myself when I'm feeling that way. Let's give myself, what is it I need, body? What is it I need, heart? Do I need more time for love and caring for myself? This is when you take these out and
Yeah.
take good, loving care, you know?
You know what? Another reason I had that bath this morning, Mairead, and you referenced the nervous system because so much, many of us are under pressure right now with what's happening worldwide, and
Mm,
the codes coming through. We're at this type of tipping point. But drainage pathways and taking baths and using salts actually opens up our drainage pathways. Our drainage pathways are elimination pathways, right? You're pooping, you're peeing, you're sweating, your lymph systems. And
mhm,
when we're detoxifying, because we can't take in the codes, the electricity, unless we're detoxed to a certain
yeah.
level, right? And
Mhm,
this is one of the ways that I've been practicing right now, because I was like, oh, my drainage pathway is a little sluggish because my body's under pressure. There's
mhm,
toxins in the air. I may be taking in quite a lot of emotions and I'm trying to transmute it.
mhm,
It's another reason I take these baths.
yeah,
And I just wanted to say that out loud. People might not realize not
mhm,
only are we talking about the goddess essence here and resetting the nervous system, but even for detoxifying and
mhm.
your lymph system, your drainage system, they're really important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it helps to speed it up as well.
it
It helps
does.
to speed up that process because we all
Yep.
know, eating healthier, drinking lots of water, but Jesus, how much water can you drink sometimes when you're doing so much flushing? So you need, yeah, I know, always, always, and always run into the loo then. That's me. So you have, and the baths, the waters using the salt is another method to help support the body through this
Absolutely. Yeah. And open up those
and
pathways for
open up.
ease and grace. So we're not
Exactly.
fighting the detox.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
show us. We talked before you came on. I know I'm not going to spend too much longer now, but this for me feels pertinent to the energies right now. We were talking about Venus, and we were talking about Venus gateways, and downloads that we've been noticing people having right now, just this week and last week. That there's some type of Stargate awakening, some type of grid work happening, some type of packets of information coming through regarding Venus.
Mhm.
What's going on with Venus for you? You had a little bit of an encounter with her today, that energy.
Yeah, so I've heard a lot of incredible women talking about Venus the last while, and the Venetian codes and the whole connection with Venus. Now, bar the product that I have downloaded like the last time, and it's called Venus. I've two. There's Venus, their body script, there's Venus, and there's Venus Glow. But bar that information, I've never had a deep connection to Venus. I've never had that pull. Like I've always had the
Mm.
connections to a lot of other spaces and places and a lot of the goddess energy, but never Venus until yesterday. Whatever has opened up, I received huge downloads about Venus. And Venus, I feel, is all about the sensuality of the woman. The Shakti energy as well is really waking up in women right now. The
Mm-hmm.
sensuality, that connection with the womb into the heart space and all of that. So I did, and today as well, I had a bath myself today, which I never do have one during the day. I had some time off midday and I was like, oh, I'm going to have a bath. In the bath with Aphrodite, and I could feel the codes coming through again through the heart space,
Yeah.
through the heart and the womb space. For me personally, that's where I'm feeling that energy. So with that in mind, to celebrate Venus, I do have a body scrub. You can see it. This is my Venus Glow, so it has a beautiful shimmer, a glitter shimmer through it. It's bergamot and grapefruit and soaked in soybean oil, so it's really nourishing, and
Mm.
that's very powerful for two reasons. Some people just don't like baths; they're not bath people.
Mm.
Some people don't have a bath because I
Mm.
know a couple of years ago they were renovating in houses and baths were like, no, nobody's having a bath anymore. And now, of course, they're coming back. So if you don't have a bath, you can still use a scrub, a salt scrub, and the scrub of the salt will still have the same effects as cleansing the energy and opening up the heart and all of that. Also, again, the lymph moving. It also has an added bonus of being like a body polish, so it's going to really polish the skin, soften the skin. And again, it's that movement, it's that touching the body, moving, an act of self-love, an act of ritual for yourself, touching the body, touching the breast, touching the womb space.
Yeah.
We're not taught to touch our bodies. It was the
No.
opposite. We're not taught to celebrate the curves, celebrate the waist, celebrate the breast. This is all part of being a woman and
Yeah.
allowing yourself to enjoy that. And as we move and navigate, our bodies are changing constantly, year by year. And why not allow ourselves to celebrate it? Why, because I do see, I don't want to get into it today because I could, but I do see it going the opposite. There's this fear of holding on to youth. Fear of, there's a huge industry of Botox fillers, holding on to something. What is wrong with allowing your body to get older, to celebrate it? The lines, the shape, everything about it, it ought to be celebrated. So
Yeah.
there's a huge kind of, I think, maybe the Venetian codes as well. This is going to awaken a lot of that with women too,
Yeah.
celebrating who you are, where you are in your life right now.
Mm.
Um, and also, I feel with women, a lot of women I've worked with, there's two things I always say to anybody that's in my sessions or in my programs is if we can, as women, we're designed to love and support each other.
Mm.
Always. But there is a lower vibration, at the moment of that sisterhood, that jealousy. If we can step out of comparison and judgment, I think they're two of the biggest traits of the ego that we have as women and that we're conditioned to have. It happens to us as we grow up. When you become aware of that, okay, because when we compare ourselves to somebody else, we're always in the negative, we're always in the less than. Or if we judge ourselves, it's a judgment. So I'm judging somebody, that's making a negative projection back on me. So if we can step out of that and instead celebrate women, compliment women, support each other, lift each other up, that's what I'm feeling, the Venetian codes could be all about
Mm,
remembering that and remembering the power that we have to hold space for each other. Like we're so powerful.
beautiful.
Mm,
Yeah. Thank you, Marie, for sharing that.
you're
And we're
very
going to
welcome.
change tact a little. And I've a feeling that even because we've spoken about those Aphrodite, Venetian, and Poseidon, and of course, this is all linked to Lemuria, it's all linked to Atlantean energies, and
Mhm.
Lemuria is coming in quite strong recently as well. We're probably going to bring through a lot of this energy today, those of you that are going to stay and watch, because we're going to bring through codes and some
We're
light
not going to
language
have a
later.
live bath today. There'll
Can you
be only
imagine us
bathing.
splashing in the bath?
That could be the next one. Alive in the
Next one.
bath.
Maybe when we meet in person. But all joking aside, I wanted to talk a little bit about your soul reading and your light language and how this came about. What is soul reading to you so that people know what it is when it's something they want to have a look into?
So this all came about, I've trained in Reiki. I've always had, intuitive guidance and healing hands and a lot of what, many people have.
Hmm.
But it's almost actually I think it's July 2 years ago, Mary Catherine, we would have done our first program together. It was quantum energy work first.
Hmm.
So when I started that, that work just started to open me up. And I suppose I was in a space in my life where I was ready to be opened up. I was ready to not, it's been awaking in me for many, many years, but I was like, no, 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 I'm not going to go there. And eventually it was like it came to a point I had to. I had no choice. It was do or die. I had to go there. And that's kind of exploration. When something happens in our lives that we are suffering, it brings us back to ourselves to find the truth within ourselves. So on that journey, I came across Mary Catherine, I came across her work, and I came across the beautiful light language. And when I say I practice it every day, it's not that I practice it, it's through me. It's part of who I am. And it's like it's always been there, but I just wakened up to it. I remember speaking it as a child. I remember doing a lot of hand movements as a child, but did not recognize or know what it was.
Hmm.
So I guess when I opened myself up to that, then a lot of my gifts, so we all have our own gifts within us, became activated, became on board. So I bought a pack of tarot cards and I played around with them. I got some clients in. This is what I love too, because there's the saying, when you open yourself up and you're ready, you're aligned, the right clients come. It just happens. The right clients come. Clients that were ready for me at the time, clients that I was ready to read for at the time. But in 2 years that I'm doing, it's not even 2 years yet, like the is phenomenal. Well, what I was know now, if I was being shown 2 years ago, there's no way I would have been able for it because we have to, stepping stones. Um, but as it is now, because I consistently practice this, I don't even need cards now to read a soul. So I connect with a higher self. So because any as within, so without. So I'm doing so much work consistently, constantly on myself, as you are as well, Mary. And anyone that's, in this is doing the work, and that's how they can share it with others because they're going through it themselves. So I've been doing so much work within myself. And because of that, it's allowed me to connect with others. So with her permission, I tap into their higher self. I pull through their guides, their soul family. I'm not a medium. I've never claimed or seen anything like that although now that's becoming more apparent on board. So sometimes there could be soul family there that wants to bring something through. A lot of guides, a lot of galactic energy, a lot of goddess, priestess energies just come through them. And then I'm like a mirror. So it's like their higher self is speaking through me. I'm relaying a lot of information that they already know on some level. It's
Mm.
resonating with them. And it's like I'm the mirror. Sometimes we need somebody else to speak our truth so we know and we can give clarity and understanding about it. So I say that I help people remember who they actually are, remember their pathway, because nobody can give you the answers, only you. But we can hold a space and support them, and they feel safe so they can know I can look within. That's kind of the best way to describe it. It's my higher self connecting to their higher selves and bringing through massive information.
Mm,
Sometimes through the cards, and lately, not necessarily through the cards at all. Light language as well. I will bring through a lot of light language with their permission. And I'm noticing now, like, it's all a process. Now, when I'm speaking light language, I can speak light language and I can understand a lot of the light language, so I can translate it. So that's quite
absolutely.
new. That's quite new to me.
Brilliant.
Um, and that, yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Love
Mm.
hearing that. Um, I suppose another way, and I'm going to invite some questions. Anybody that has questions around what soul reading is, or how have you experienced it, or perhaps your gifts are coming online, please share with us there in the comments. But another word for soul reading, just for anybody that's new to this as well, and you mentioned it to me, Mairead, yesterday, is Kim called it this yesterday. We had the call with Kim. Opening the Akash records is another way of saying this. There's also the Hall of Amenti, which also holds vast database of records. But we'll just stay with the Akash here. And the Akasha comes from it's an ancient Sanskrit word, right?
Mm.
And it means essentially like the substance from which all things are formed. And these records, they hold a vibrational record of everybody's soul journey. And this is the information of what every soul thinks, feels, and does over timelines and lifetimes, what is, what was, what will be.
Mhm.
Um, so that's just to kind of let some of you out there know as well, like there is a few different phrasings that we all use different ways to describe it, and soul reading is another one I use is the soul memory banks, soul blueprint. Soul
Mhm.
blueprint tends to be a phase down, and when I say a phase down is the Akash holds it all. It's just infinite, and a soul blueprint is what we come in with. Your soul chose your male female body or what have you. It chose the family, it chose certain experiences that it wanted to learn, and that's your soul blueprint. But Mairead, I'm going to say this out loud kind of on your half, Mairead also works at the Akash and soul blueprint level, right? And that's what I feel like you mean as well, is you're
Mhm.
accessing their now and their will be and their family, like it's everything with their
Oh
permission.
yeah. Yes, yeah. So
Everything's by permission.
everything is by permission, and everything, when this happened to me, like, 2 years ago, I wasn't sure about past lives. Like, that's, genuinely honest. I was like, I don't
Mhm,
really know if that's, if that resonates with me.
mhm.
And, now, whew, it's, what, when you're connecting with somebody on a soul level, I suppose everybody is, or their blueprint or their cache, everybody is different how they see, but I see like a veil. I get a download and I see a lot of visuals and images and sensations through my body. So I can, you know, it can see very fast sometimes with a person, depending on their level and where they're ready to meet themselves at. That's what I'm noticing. The clients that come to me, when they're ready to meet themselves at a very deep level, I will go to that very deep level because that's where their soul is ready to go to.
Mm,
So with that, like the last maybe couple of weeks, it's got stronger and stronger. I meet a lot of clients, and there is a lot of information coming through on
mm.
past life traumas. So this will resonate for you because sometimes we have phobias or feelings or sensations in our bodies that we cannot make logical sense of. It doesn't feel like us. It doesn't feel like but it's the soul.
Yeah.
So if you imagine this beautiful energy in your body, it's in this body right now. There's also a lot of other dynamics and aspects and multidimensional aspects happening outside of you that's connected to you. And then there's the bloodline. So I can see down the bloodline, I can see the mother-father line, I can see the ancestral line. And a lot of people now are clearing their karma through the ancestral line in their bodies right now. So
Yeah.
we're not only clearing our own shit, we're clearing the collective around us, we're helping to clear this through Mother Earth, and I've also been shown huge amount of information coming through with Gaia and Mother Earth and what's happening with her and her realms. Like everything is churning up and changing. But the bloodline is a lot of clients that I'm getting. I'm saying, you might be known as a shit stirrer in the family. You might be known as the black sheep or the one that's always causing trouble. That's because you're the one that is shifting and changing and clearing out conditions, patterns, behaviors that were not aligned, that was not, aligned and for your highest good. Also, a lot of programs, behaviors, falsehood, like the veil of illusion is lifting. So people are starting to really discover the truth of themselves, the truth of families. And that sometimes can cause a lot of uncomfortable feelings because when you're not ready to look at something and it's there in front of you, our initial reaction is to run from it and do whatever we can to avoid it. However, this is all coming up now
Mm.
vastly for many people to be healed and just seeing, I see you, I feel you, I hold you in loving light. So there is, each individual is unique, but there is so much layers and levels and dynamics. It's like my mind just goes here
Absolutely.
because the energy comes here. Like my ego cannot cope with it because it's not designed to cope with it. It's an energetic, it's a soul connection. It is hard to put into words to relay what you're dealing with, but it's phenomenal.
I agree. It was the only thing I wanted to learn when I started off on my journey is how do I soul read? It was this hunger within me is I need to understand how our soul, how it works. This is
Mhm.
how I'll make sense of the world. This is how I make sense of me and my patterns and my trauma. And I had started to see all the time. I didn't believe in past lives either 4 years
Yeah.
ago, 3 years ago. I thought it was I was like, oh, the past
Go
lives.
away, go away. Yeah.
You're just imagining. And then when it happened to me, it was nonstop, night after night, day after day. I wasn't even in reality. And I thought I was schizophrenic. I thought I was losing my mind.
Mhm.
And I knew that being able to, having to deal with my own stuff first,
Mhm.
I needed to understand what it was, the soul reading,
Yeah.
so that I could heal. And then I was excited about it too, because it's an exciting, juicy realm of travel. It is interdimensional travel in one way,
Yeah. Mhm.
So I agree with you on that, Mairead. And you get to be in service to others, even as a mirror and a reflection. And
Mhm.
everybody can do this.
Yeah.
It'll look different. Like
Mhm.
yours looks a little different to mine, even if different languaging,
Mhm.
but it's accessing that same
Mhm.
data stream and it's coming through our filters to help and assist ourselves, our families, or others.
Mhm.
So I want to say to those of you out there thinking that's only for special people or the likes of the beautiful Mairead, um, uh, it's not. It's for all of us.
Mhm.
And Mairead, we haven't talked about this yet. And the reason I'm saying that is Mairead has techniques that can help you access that via her meditation. Her meditations bring you into the space where you also get to journey with her while she's doing this. Because why do I know that? I've done sessions with Marie. She's worked on me.
Mhm.
So I wanted just to say how profound and extraordinary that is, because it's giving people a map on how to learn how to access it themselves as you're working with them, even though they
Mhm.
mitten think that it's
Yeah.
true.
It is true. Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good point. And I do try and remind clients a lot, what I do is I give you the tools and I show you the way. But I'm calling in your I am presence in your session or your whatever when we have our one-to-one, but that doesn't mean when that session is over, you can call in your I am presence. That's yours. You call in your soul family. You call in your guides. They're there beside you. You don't need me to tell you they're there. You have that power. So you start, it might seem alien, it might seem strange, you might think there's nothing happening, but you will start to get a resonance.
Mm.
And some people would ask me too, what's the difference between knowing you're imagining it in the ego and it actually being your truth?
Oh,
So
interesting
what a
question.
good one is your resonance. So, when I, And mentioning that, about thinking, God, you're going crazy, you're losing your mind. What happens is when your soul, well, from my experience, when my higher self is moving deeper and deeper into the body, there's an activation that happened for me is the Kundalini. So the Kundalini and the divine feminine went flying up through me more with ease and grace than the divine masculine. He came kicking and screaming, and he's still making his way up, and he's still causing problems. But I'm getting there, we're bonding. So we have these both beautiful energies within us. Whether we're male or female, we hold these masculine and feminine energies within us. So when they're coming up and they're wakening up, they're stirring anything unhealed within us. And it's moving all the trauma, it's moving all the density. And I see energy as a vibration. So anything that used to frighten me, I break it back down. It's an energy. It's either dense. If it's dense, it's a lower vibration, which is moving through fear and anger and all of those nasties that we don't like, or aggression or violence, whatever it is. I see it like you'd see those sound boards or light boards, and you go down here and it turns down the light, and you go
Oh
up
yeah.
here. I used to be a drama teacher, and you go up here and you turn the light switches up. So that's how I see, where am I playing in the field? Am I in the dark or am I in the light? And it's just a vibration. So if we can relate that to our bodies and our minds, but what happens is we are still in, the matrix. We're in the matrix in the body, the matrix in the world. And that's a conditioning, that's programming, that's part of who we are, our makeup. And the soul is moving through that. When that happens, a lot of fear will come up, because fear is in the mind. I don't understand what's happening. I'm grasping onto the old. I'm afraid of stepping into this new. And a lot of what our spirit is asking us is stepping into the unknown. Okay, so we're conditioned to know, we act, we think, we do, we come up with solutions. If something's not working, we fix it. That's not how the spirit works at all. Our spirit is like, you just surrender and flow. We'll coast through life and I've got your back.
Yeah.
But the mind is jumping in saying, I can't, something else, that's where I'm learning more and more to settle the mind, just move out of the space, moving into the heart, breathing, centering. So that's kind of, what's kind of happening energetically to many people. The spirit, the heart, the essence, the truth of who you are is waking up. And when this is happening, it's very threatening to the ego and to the mind. So there's a battle of wills. I see it in so many clients, the head and the heart, the ego. It's like there's a battle all the time and you don't know if you're coming or going. But you will get to a state where more you can center, listen to the heart, breathe, call in your angels and your guides. This starts to have its own resonance. And I call it discernment, where if you're aligned with the heart by how you're feeling. Anything that's fear, anxiety driven is the ego, it's illusion, it's not aligned with your soul self. Any type of suffering is a resistance to the flow of the soul self. So I kind of see it like those balancing balls, there's a thing you used to get in the office and it goes like this. So sometimes I feel like people's heads are going this way and their hearts are going that way, and you're just trying to bring them back into center again energetically.
Love it.
So the more, and and it's not easy. It is a discipline. It's present moment. I'm constantly catching myself back into the alignment. I'm in my heart. Am I back in alignment? I'm in my heart. And that's kind of how it's kind of a nice way to just allow people to be aware of what is happening and why you might feel like this shit has hit the fan big time in your life right now. This is coming up to be, listen to me, it's time now to act from the heart, and the head is just holding on, if that makes sense.
Love it. Thank you for that, Mairead. There is so much that we're working through. And to bring our tools, and soul reading is one of them, and light language is another, which we're going to get to. And I'm going to invite us to combine the two. And I love to play, because for me, soul reading, I do a lot of it through play. And I used to work quite a lot with more of the darker shadow stuff, but when I'm doing it online, I tend to be more in play, because we can't get too deep when we're online with private information. So don't be afraid, anybody. We won't be giving out your bank account details or anything like that.
No.
um, but what I wanted to say is play and soul reading and light language are a way to also activate and open us up to those same skills, those same gifts, because it's just a gift that's, dormant and wants to be activated. And sometimes people don't actually know they're doing this.
Mhm.
They're meeting somebody, they're getting a sense of somebody, they have a knowing. This is all part of soul reading, but you don't even know you're doing it.
Mhm.
And I would say practice, take your cards out if you like to work with cards. I love cards because they hold energy of those who created them. They're a co-creation. When you work with cards, you're co-creating, just like Mairead and I are. And they're a visual for the ego, and they're a play, and essentially you're not trying to control. So a big part of soul reading and being a good soul reader is the purity of intention, the purity of the heart, and flow, not controlling. Like, would you agree with that? Right?
Definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. Because yeah, less like it does seem counterintuitive, but you switch off and you just trust your instinct, your intuition.
It's
Yeah.
all about trust.
Hmm.
Um, so I would love for us to bring in some of that magic. For me, this is magic, even though it is a technology in a way, reading, right? We're reading, but it's a trust and a play. And I can see and feel a few of you would like a card or two pulled. And I'm going to invite Mairead first. I feel like I'd like you to just looking at time now, we do maybe a 2 minute grounding in or a little short
Yeah.
meditation. I'd love for you to, would you be okay? I'm putting you on the spot by saying
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. No, that,
To do
two
that
minutes,
for us.
Mary. 2 minutes. Takes me 2 hours some days to ground it. No,
A
no
kind of
problem.
set the scene for us all to connect, I
Okay.
suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So just inviting you to close your eyes. If you're listening to this now, just inviting you to close your eyes and place your palms maybe across your heart or on your lap facing upwards. And just, I always invite us to bring our awareness to the breath because the breath is the most powerful organ for us to bring ourselves into the present moment awareness. So just inviting you to take some nice deep breaths at your own time in through your nose, filling your lungs and tummy with air. And then on the out breath, inviting you to sigh, release, surrender, and let go of any tension, tightness, or restriction that you may have within the body.
Mm.
Sometimes shaking out the hands, the shoulders, tapping the feet, yawning, stretching the jaws, just with the intention. And intention is our energy and action. Just inviting now the body to open and soften, receiving a nice flow of energy. And another breath in through the nose, filling the lungs, the tummy with air. There's a lot of throat stuff happening to people watching now. I can feel a lot of throat clearings and a lot of throat activations, just breathing through. And just inviting now, grounding our energies to Mother Earth. Sometimes we carry a lot of energy in our field that is not our own. So inviting and visualizing a beautiful deep ruby red sphere just at the very tip, coming out of the coccyx bone at the very tip of the root chakra. And inviting now in the in-breath this sphere to get a little bit larger and a little bit larger. So it's like a small glowing sun. Feel the energy and the heat and the radiance of this sphere. And then in your own time, just allowing as if it's an anchor with a weight and a tube attached to it. So it's coming from your spinal column and it's moving downwards towards the ground beneath you, moving through the soil, through the rock and lava, deeper and deeper and deeper, as if there's a magnetic pull now, pulling this cord down deep into the very center of Mother Earth. And as it moves towards Mother Earth's core, Mother Earth's center, inviting shoots like roots of a beautiful oak tree, moving out in every direction, grounding your energy now into the center of Mother Earth and inviting you to feel her heartbeat, feel her pulsation, and allowing this pulsation to move from the roots up through the cords, back up towards the earth, back up through the soil beneath you, back up through the root chakra, and moving up through the spinal column and into the heart, inviting you to place your hands upon your heart now, and inviting your heartbeat and Mother Earth's heartbeat to zinc together as one, grounding and connecting you.
Beautiful. I'm going to invite in the I am of everybody watching. Those of you wishing to be included in the transmission and soul readings for the collective, and anybody that we might pick one or two with time and mind. I'm also inviting in the I am of all that I am and all our soul star guides, our angels, our source, Mother Earth, Gaia, elementals, and that Aphrodite energy of love, sensuality, that beautiful Poseidon energy, and that trident. That's been such a huge empowerment, energy as well, of that divine masculine and support, inviting in Venus and all the beautiful gateway energies that are opening up to that. We're inviting in the gatekeepers of the Akash and the Halls of Amenti to guide us where we need to know and go today. And we invite a connection and an activation just by us being here today with Mairead and myself, of all of you into your own Akash, all of you into your own Akash, that you can make the best choices in your life, giving yourself the guidance that you need with ease and grace. I wonder, Mairead, would you like to bring through a short transmission on those energies of creations? I mean, you're channeling through your creations, those beautiful energies, just to bring and open the hearts and
just inviting you just to breathe and receive, allow the energy, the light codes of frequency just to move with ease and grace through the body. Your higher self will know exactly where to allow to move through. Yoroto sane te roto toto a te roto satakatai roto to e se no to ai roto sotokatani roto a koto no soa e ko ne rono sono to ai roto a e kono roto so e ono sono to roto sono to a e le rono sono to e se wa o hasuturo to sono to ese wae wa o kanero to aye eso no to o sanero to soa e o aye o so e o aye.
Da ki ni zan quando yeziki alohu zahandra suryo sundava amdana e sono toka e shata atro mai asi sot oro so suro 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 bu kahanza ai Mondo irindradro, drindradro de, ma sorodoro dindradro, ma sorodindradro do, yeah, oh, kush, atur, Manlauru utuva aukushita hiti nara ahuku shifaso.
Hioro no sono to te oro to sono to to oro to so tata te oro to so tata te oro no so to aki oro no so ye oro no sona te o ane se o no oro no so to kata oro to so kone oro to ayo no so e sai oro no to se wa no to kono to hai oro to so hai se Hotayoro no soto katayoro to sui o waioro tapatata e sekoto no soto totoa. Eta no sotoro to koto e o wateoro to sono toa. He so patanayoro to soto shkatiteoro to soa. He se no to kotoro to se o wateoro to sono shkatiteoro to soa e o wa. He o anoso. He o sono he to roto soto ine roto aie se o cantano he roto so aie se o ano to roto sono to he ho ano so aie he ho ano sono aie o ani se o aie roto so akite o ase.
Receive the transmissions and the energies. Breathe them into your body. Take a glass of water as they filter in. A lot of messages coming through, as well as a clearing and an activation. And quite a lot of divine feminine energy there as well.
Fierce.
And
listen to me. There's a lot of
let me move in you and through you. And the divine sacred dance of it all as well, and how it can be brought through that way. Thank you so much, Mairead.
Thank you.
I can feel it even working, in the brain here. And as you were bringing through the last transmission, it was like I was immediately drawn into the Mother Mary Oracle, because it felt like there was a message there. And Laurel, I saw you say you wanted a card. This is for you, but it's for me and it's for everybody. And you just can't make it up. I'm just going to show it, Mairead, like the pinks and the flowers.
Wow.
And it's Our Lady
Wow.
of New Vision. Our Lady of New Vision. And during the transmission, it was like she was taking her heart out and presenting it to you for you to see the love that she holds. So this was the message coming through. I place my sacred eye opened in your heart so that you may see, let go of small dreams and become receptive to new, fresh visions. My eyes in your heart sees great beauty. Can you see the new vision emerging? Now is the time to dare to dream and to pray boldly with conviction that the most beautiful vision you can receive will come to life in service to all. This felt like the transmission I brought through. So this is why I pulled the card after it, but
Wow.
that's what was brought through.
It's amazing. I could see a huge crystal pyramid opening and a pouring down from the heavens of a rainbow energy light in between it. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Mm.
Beautiful. I'm looking through to see if there's questions, and I'm just seeing that, Mairead, you were amazing. You've helped me so much with your soul card readings and healing meditations from Bernadette.
Oh, hi, Bernadette. You're so welcome, my lovely.
And Pamela here. I've no questions. I just wanted to thank Marie. So you're just getting love bombed. Thanks,
Oh,
Marie, for helping me and showing me how to love myself again. And
oh,
Elena,
hi, Pamela.
I
Love.
love Marie's meditation, says Elena.
Oh, thanks, Elena.
Bernadette is saying she'd love a card if drawn, or I'm assuming as well, when we say cards, it's also soul readings, right? This is a
Mm.
combination of both. Um, would you like to bring through anything for Bernadette? What resonates with you? How would this?
Yeah, I'll bring. I have a I use these mostly in my I don't know where the main cover is in my sessions. There, it's the I think you have them too, Mary Catherine. The light language, secret language of light. Those
Yes.
ones, they're beautiful. So I'm going to bring through, and I find that sometimes they bring a lot of energy through them as well. So for Bernadette, well, for everybody watching, I guess for the collective to see what needs and wants to come through,
Hmm.
and to come out. Okay, so there's a lot happening. I'm getting so much around my throat. I don't know about you, Mary Catherine, but the throat is a lot of activations and releasing happening in people in the throat like right now. And I'm also getting for you, Bernadette, the infinity symbol on the throat. So we're talking about, the head and the heart and the battle between the head and the heart. There's a realignment occurring in many right now, and the infinity, there's a lot of loops and a lot of behaviors being broken. So sometimes we have a battle between the head and the heart, and sometimes we need to just voice and vocalize our truth and be heard for this to clear as well. Also, the throat and even the vocal cords represent the cervix, the womb space, the yoni space, and that beautiful sacred sexual chakra within us. This is being activated as well. This the sacral space within us, as women, we birth new life, we bring new creation through this space. Also is the birthplace of our creativity. Sometimes in the throat can be stifled if we're not expressing ourselves through our creativity. So listening to the body. For you, Bernadette, as well, and for many watching, I'm getting listening to your own truth. So we mentioned this already, you can watch all these beautiful, healers and card readings, but your own resonance, your own soul is asking you, listen to me, tune into me. I am the wisdom. I'm exactly what you need. Everything that you're questioning and asking outside of you, you have the potential to quieten the mind and listen to that. Nobody knows what's best for you but you, remembering that. Also, Archangel Michael, so the card let go. So if you can see it here, and I always and look at the pyramid behind. Mary just mentioned the crystal pyramid
Yeah.
behind, and Archangel Michael, release and let go. I had a client yesterday, and as soon as I stepped into her field, there was powerful energy of Archangel Michael around her. Now I don't know why. He would have been the first archangel I deeply connected with, and I always seen him in a beautiful blue light. The last while I've connected with Archangel Michael, his energy, like he was bigger than the house when it came in, his energy, and it was gold, bright gold, but it was definitely his energy. And he's not on his own. There's a legion of light around him, warriors of light. So there is a lot of us that are going through so much at the moment. Trust and call in Archangel Michael, call in his angels and guides. They will support you. There is so much support from angels, galactics, the beings around right now. You free will is very important. They will not help and support you unless you call them in and ask them. And that is your right as a sovereign being to do that, to call that in. And the second card that picked up was manifestation. So this is a very powerful
Ah,
time for us as well. Manifesting. So this is as well about our calling in our sovereignty. What is it we want to bring into our lives? Calling that in with our intention. However, not attaching to the end outcome, because sometimes we can have tunnel vision. We can say, okay, this is exactly what I want. This is when I want it. This is the person, the place, the job, the situation, whatever it is, I want it then. So when we're asking for something, allow the universe to bring it to you in the right order, because how you think it should come to you may not be for your highest good. So when we are attached to something, that is a fear-based trait, it's the ego. So when we can detach, we're trusting, we're surrendering. Yes, we're putting our intention into it, but we're not attaching to the final outcome. We're detaching. So then that opens us up and allows even better opportunities to come towards us when we surrender and just let go and trust the flow around it. Um, yeah, that's what I'm getting around that.
Absolutely gorgeous. I love that message. Thank you, Mairead. Pamela is next. I saw her come through. And Pamela, before when we were set in space and when Mairead and I began the transmissions, the dolphins came in and they were right here in front of me. And I was like, oh, they're here to play. And they're here with a message. And actually the message, I didn't know who it was for. It's for you. The dolphin energy coming through for you, Pamela. And I pulled a card. And guess who shows up in the card? Dolphin spirit, my love. If you have do you have connection to the dolphins, Pamela? Water, sea, Lemuria is coming through. Also a lifetime you had in Hawaii, and you may have connections to that land. Mother Pele coming through there as well, and wanting to remind you of the roots of Hawaii and the culture of connection there, community. And this is all linked into even the wisdom of the Great Mother being there and linked to your Lemurian roots as well. The dolphin energy is coming in. This and that are true. It's wanting to remind us of we're in the duality, this and that, right and wrong. The dolphin's about play, so it's saying you can't play if you're focused on what's right, what's wrong. You're caught in a web. It's also here to invite us to, this is a sea creature, but it's also a mammal. We can be both. Can we hold both within us rather than reject one for the other or only try to attain for one? Recognize that we're made up of both, this and that, dark and light, yes and no, left and right. Right, this is the message they're coming in with. Und im so they're coming through because the patterning in the back of the brain is wanting to get shifted and changed. They're showing me specifically the back of the head. And this is where we kind of have that primordial aspect where fear, shock, freeze, flight kind of where we can operate from if the nervous system's out of whack, if we're maybe overloaded or overwhelmed. But what I'm sensing here is there's actually quite a lot of memory work through. I'm wondering, can you even remember back to certain phases in your life? It feels like that is getting almost sifted out, like grated out like cheese. It's really weird, so that your reality is going to be different. It feels like this is for you. It's not a bad thing. If you're finding it difficult to remember when somebody says, remember that 20, 30, 40 years ago, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. This is because it's happening for you there, because the programs that those memories would have helped install have to be deleted. Does that make sense when I say that? They have to be rewired. It's not that we're losing them, but we're rewiring the perspective from which we would have looked at that memory from, that experience from, if it's been a relationship or a situation. Part of this they're showing me is also how you're showing up in the world, being seen, being heard, how you're allowing your expression to come through you. This is in a great shift and transition stage right now. Play is really important to bring you out of yourself in that, because we can remember back, and it's funny, as humans, this is almost programmed into us. We tend to remember the one bad thing over the 100 great things. And the focus can be on that one bad thing. Now, I'm kind of not to make it trite what I'm saying, but it's to give you an example of their messaging when they're coming in and they're looking for us to refocus. It's not wrong, it's not right, it's not black, it's not white. Where we're rigid in our ideas, and this is that thing around this is what keeps us rigid, because we need rules, because if we don't have rules, we're not safe. What rules are you trying to follow? And maybe you need to throw out the rule book. Look what the truth is going. And this is rules in how you express. This is rules in how you connect with others. How am I seen? I better show up a certain way so they see me this way. So I'm accepted or I'm received. And if I don't show up that way, it's dangerous. So there's quite a lot of this being, whoa, the throat's gone mad, reworked through you right now, Pamela. Aren't you joining me in the light language? This could be also clearing to allow your languaging through. Soften the heart so that you can choose and make the best decisions, the best choices for yourself right now with all of the unlimited potential and possibilities that are out there for you. Play. Now, the lotus is here, a sign of enlightenment and divine blessing. There's a pod around you. They're going to stay over the house tonight. They're going to swim around the house and they're going to help weave the dreams that need to be woven. There's perhaps a different dream that wants to come in. Can you open up to the possibility? If we're too rigid, we won't see it. Can you breathe into that and feel the joy of that and the excitement of that as well, Pamela? And perhaps you have a dream bubbling already, but maybe you're not fully looking at it, allowing it in. They have a guide with you as well. And he's an interdimensional guide. He tends to go through dimensions quite a lot and he pops in and pops out to you. How you know he's there is in photographs, you'll see orbs. And you might see something at the side of your eye. He's presenting that way. What's your role with Pamela? To help her see her true light and the true purpose of why she's here. We've lived in another dimension together, in fact, and I'm coming here to help a reminder of her full multidimensional capability and aspect that she too can weave the dreams as she has done in other dimensions with us. Okay, with me, like he's in a community. And this is to create the life that she decided she'd come here to Earth to experience as a soul. She has so much to give and she's so much love. And he's bringing me to your womb space, sacral, and he's showing me your creative ideas. And do you realize how creative you actually are? Like there's a lot of untapped, unexpressed creations that want to be birthed. And I'm holding, as I'm saying that to you, I'm like, oh, Mary, you're just holding your whole vagina. Open it up. Hold on. Now let me soften in. Am I afraid to fully let everything birth out of me? That's a question I want to ask and pose to you. And if I'm afraid because what would it mean if I was this? Unabashed, unapologetic, full divine expression. It's not with a fuck you to everybody. It's with, look at me, let me shine. Allow me to show you me shining. Dolphins play with abandon. They don't care what anybody thinks when they're splashing about the place and throwing balls in your face. Throw balls in people's faces. That's my message. Okay, there you go, Pamela. Get a little ball and start firing it around the place.
Remember, I didn't tell you that, Pamela.
Oh, God. Great. How do you feel about another one? I know we're looking at the time here. How do you feel? Would you
yes,
like?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Do you have a ball for me? Yeah, virtual energy ball. We'll throw one at each other.
An energy ball. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
I am
in particular, or
yeah. There's a lady here. Again, I'm just seeing it, so I'm not kind of picking anybody out. I just see you straight up. You're in front of me, Tanya Williams, and I don't know you, Tanya. So welcome to our chat.
Welcome, Tanya. I don't know Tanya either. I don't think.
Yeah, Tanya Williams. May I have a card, please, ladies? I would love that. So, what do you feel, Mairead?
Yeah, I'll go again with the light language pack and see. And it's interesting you were saying with the dolphin card as well. I was getting you're talking about the memories going back. I've had that experience myself with them, healing traumas from past and childhood. I was guided for myself personally to with the ultraviolet light, and I seen around the dolphin that looked like there was ultraviolet
It is.
energy around it. Yeah, or I thought maybe it was just me from the light, but it does look like those ultraviolet, that alchemy transformation. And I was shown, if there's anything in our past that we find very difficult to sit with, or if it's coming up to be held and to be loved, sometimes, it can be very painful for us to look at that, to call in that ultraviolet light and to send it into that memory. So imagine that energy, that fire bathing through it. And what I was shown is exactly what you were saying, Mary, that the impact of those memories were erased from me. So then what happened was I remembered some things from my childhood, like I was miserable, it was awful. Then all these wonderful memories kept flooding back about being out in the garden, in the sunshine, in the wind, and all the play came back. But because there was a few of those denser negative energy or negative memories, traumas, they were blocking the flow of all of the wonderful things. So, it is like a mentality. Sometimes if something is on your mind, it's hard to enjoy your life when that's there in front of you. But it's not that necessarily that's how it is. It's just what you're experiencing at that moment. So that really resonated with me when you're talking about that. Yeah.
Wow, love that. And how it's relating to like the mirroring. You see, these aren't just cards for
Exactly.
one
It's the
person.
bearing. We're doing this
They're
for ourselves.
collective. Yeah.
You know,
No?
yeah, there's so much that we can. Well, I'm learning a lot. So Tanya, okay, and see what I've been instantly drawn to change cards for Tanya. Sorry. So Tanya, I'm going to pick a card for my Spirit Oracle. These are beautiful.
Oh, they're beautiful.
They're from an artist in Australia, and I just love the energies of the cards. I've just been drawn to pick one here, and let's see. Okay, two again. Okay, infinity and speak your truth. So it's like a theme we're talking about, Venus stepping into our power. We're talking about the throat chakra, and now, same Tanya, speaking your truth. So look at and the third eye opening up as well, following your truth and your intuition. It does read a little thing on the back, and it says, stand up for what you believe in, regardless of the consequences. Speak your truth, no matter what others may think. It's time to stand in your own power for all the world to see. And this is about stepping into our authenticity. This is about stepping into our power. This is about stepping out of the fear of judgment of others. And what if I want to do this? So, what if I want to follow a pathway that might not resonate with my family, with my partner, with my children? What are they going to think of me? What are the labels or the judgments around me? When we can step out of that, we are so much freer because we then can step into our truth and our authenticity. What I've noticed myself personally is when we are on our own journey, sometimes people will leave our lives. So maybe you're experiencing this at the moment, Tanya, or maybe some people are watching, are experiencing a dissolving or a dissolution of people around you, friends, colleagues, lovers, partners, husbands. It can seem like at the breakdown of relationships. And at the time, it can seem very traumatic, and you can ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? What is it? Is it what's happening to me? But everything I see is energetic and is a resonance, and your energy I'm feeling is vibrating. You're raising your energy level, and when that happens, is people. So, for example, we're vibrating at this level. It's a very bland way of showing the vibrational field, but we're here, and then you're waking up and you're starting to vibrate. There's a lot of people in your field are still here. You're going to be on completely different wavelengths. You're not in zinc. You're not seeing things from the same perspective. And sometimes as well, you might have tolerated situations, people, or places, and you've not spoke up. You've not spoke your truth about it because I'd rather keep the peace. I used to do this. I always keep the peace. It's easier. But what happens is, what about me? What about the soul? What about what my needs are and what I want? This becomes then insufferable. The people that are not resonating with you cannot stay in your field. It becomes so intolerable that they have to leave. There has to be a shift or change. There's a timeline. There's a new way for you. So what in fact may feel like a lot of breakdowns of relationships is actually the universe redirecting you and bringing you on the right pathway. What I do see for people's seasons, so we are like the seasons of change. Maybe you're experiencing the winter months, the autumn leaves, you have shed away those dead leaves. There are people, relationships, jobs, whatever it is. I cannot stick it anymore. You've shed it away. Now you're in your winter months. There seems like nothing positive on the horizon. What the fuck has happened to my life? Why am I feeling this way? But little do you know, or those plants or trees know, then in a couple of months' time, there's spring, there's new life, there's birth, and then you're back into the beautiful season of summer, harvest, beautiful, ripe, fertile fruits on the trees. So it's trusting, because the work that I'm doing today, I would never do this work if a lot of people that were in my life were still there. I was in a cycle of completely locked in that. Can't step out of line. I'm going to be judged, fearful about what other people think. And all of that was literally not me wanting it. It was pulled out from under my feet, and the universe said, look, you're going this way. So for a long time, I didn't know what way was, what had happened. Now, in hindsight, looking back, I know I was being redirected and guided. So if you are, Tanya, experiencing any issues with family, relationships, or anything like that, know that this is something that is working out for your highest good, even though you might not feel it right now. And this is about you voicing your authenticity, getting the chance to reclaim your sovereignty and step into your power and into your truth. And that's for many people. That card, very empowering card.
Wow. Thank you, Mairead, and Tanya. Thank you for co-creating with us. Your energy is beautiful. I'm going to say this, and not to cut in, but does it need to be shared? It does. How's good? Yes. So there's a seventh dimensional guide, Tanya, that's around you, and she's coming to me, presenting in this way. She's in these white robes, like this is how I see her, almost crystalline, like you can't make out her features. She's so bright, and she feels like an aspect of you. And she said, I wanted to come in to bring a reminder to Tanya that how magical she is, and that she's holding, and these is the words, she's holding priestess codes no matter what she does. It doesn't matter what your job is, career is, or anything like that. It's just your being, your nature, wherever you go, you're holding this. They're showing me connection to water right now, although this isn't a water planet per se, but she's showing me you imbuing the codes into water through your intention and through your love, and that this is going to be important in your development, your clearing, your growing, your expansion over the next while. When you're in the shower, invoking the I am, she is I am of you. You see, she's an aspect, right? These are soul aspects. So she's an I am of you. She's right there on the tip of your tongue. I wanted you already connect with her. Yes, she does. Does she know it? Yes. Okay. She's definitely saying she's coming through in dream time, and she wants you to start remembering even more, and that you have access quite a lot already. But she's the next phase. Okay, Tonya, there's a next phase coming through. She might look different to you. This is how I'm feeling her. Masharoko tendre atur, indra aru ki indra atawar, rivraksuru, dra ari adura, braki residutu, na ari yesu, mahanyarusa, makina uri, lasutende, marasatuku tit aratu. So that was a little message from her there. Ha! Woo! My gosh!
Goosebumps. I know. I was like, whew. All up my arms. Yeah.
I feel like you made love to me. Thank you. Oh, what a this is the beauty of co-creation.
This is the Venus codes as well, huh?
I actually asked, like, where is she from? And I don't think I have a planet name, but Venus is a gateway, so they often come through places like that. And I'm
Oh,
just,
I'm getting
again,
such goosebumps again.
she is coming through the gateway of Venus, not necessarily from
Okay.
there, but
Yeah.
from another dimensional plane
True.
and even universe. So Tanya, like expansion there is just
Wow.
wow. Thank you for that. Thank you, Mairead.
Thank you.
You let that happen with your beautiful channeling in because it allowed me to connect as well. Oh, my throat again, clearing the throat, Mairead.
Mm.
Woo! Okay, I'm just looking at the time. I mean, we're an hour and a half. I thought try to keep these under an hour, but we just play. It's so much play.
It is.
What do we honor? Is there a last one to come, or are we complete, Mairead? I want you to feel in and just let me know what you
Okay.
feel.
Before I took the call with you, Mary Catherine, I really connected with the energy of Mother Mary and Twin Flame Archangel Raphael. So I'm wondering if maybe we do another card. I'm really feeling at the moment that um, the Divine Mother energy and also with the healing of the body, I feel at the moment there's a lot of women and a lot of mothers as well. Or sorry, my goodness, a lot of mothers as well struggling at the moment, and a lot looking for support and guidance. And you know, the Mother Mary work a lot with the Mother Mary, the Divine Mother energy, holding space for us and reminding us to take. You know, a lot of mothers spending every penny, every second, every day being exhausted and not taking care of the self, and also with Archangel Raphael, he holds such power for healing the physical body. I'm feeling a lot of people are struggling physically right now, and also the mental body. So he helps hold space around clearing the mental body. So I'm getting both of them together as the divine masculine and feminine energies wanting to come through. So I'm feeling like a blessing or a clearing around that. How does that resonate with you?
Absolutely. Your space.
Mm,
I'll follow
okay.
your lead. Go ahead.
Okay, so and we have set a beautiful sacred space, who's bringing in again our I am presence and calling through the Divine Mother and Archangel Raphael, bringing through the Venus codes also, with highest loving light. Ai, Senhor, tu sua tiro no tutua, e kotoro no sotate, ai oro no sono tutua. Ia kotono sono to roto soai. Ia katakata ne roto sona te te roto tutu kututu roto sona te te roto soa. E ko ano sono to rono so te te roto toa. Ia katakate roto sono to toa. Ia loro no so tutu ke te roto takatane se te roto shikatakate te wa. Akate se no rono to e. Ate te rono sono to ane wa. Ai oroto so akata yete oroto to ewa. Eso no to anotoa, eso no to ewa te oroto so takatete ewa ni eroto se ewa. Eroto sono se eroto so te ewa. Yes, el euro, hienotoa, yes, in eroto sono a te eroto soa. Yokotokoto roto sotete roto roto sonatakatae roto yakatekate roto sote hiani rono to ayorono sonoto roto sotete roto atete roto tete roto sono hesero haye Herono supukatani roto o ayorono so eo Hierono to
Anta hatur 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 antara ta 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 hatur 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 haturim denevor kutori ta au hachntoi ratori draka haturindra taro kutori katara nahara ara ara korui haturindra tar kutori suri mondor ma ashwa kohentini masu. Miganaharu samdas oro kasata. Hathor and the Naga spirit coming through. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I could feel what you were talking about there with that maternal and nurture energies. I could really feel it come through when you were doing that. Like again, the heart feel. I had a pain in my heart because when Tanya's lady came through, I felt this huge heart expansion, and that's gone. And you're like, pain. It's more balmed. And Hathor coming through, which is the cow goddess. I could see this vision of the cow again, nurture, milk, fertility, mother, the mother energy. And then we had this at the end, which was the Kundalini, almost the serpent snake, clearing the pathway up for us to see our truth. Wow, Marie, thank you for
Wow.
opening up those gateways for us to access that.
Oh, just your average, what is it, Thursday night? I love it when you do light language. This is what happens. Life is never the same. It's all magic.
It brings magic to everything.
It does.
I used it yesterday actually. My sister had a baby and the poor thing is having a lot of acid reflux. So
Oh.
the poor little baby, like he's only a newborn and we have to keep him upright. But we didn't, the crying was also causing him pain. So anytime he would start crying, like you rub him the back, a light
Oh.
language, and he'd stop and he'd just go,
Wow.
he's
If
only a
I'd have
few weeks
known
old.
that, Mary, 19 years ago, that was my first.
And the face, because they still can't see, but like he started tilting the head and doing little furrows in the brow, like
Oh.
it's just fascinating.
What a lucky baby. Oh, he's amazing. He's going to be so chilled.
And my mother was going, "What's that you're saying to him?" Just making sounds, mom.
Oh, I'm sure she's well used to you.
Oh God, but it's just play. Like what a tool of play.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Marie. I've heat running up and down. How is everybody
Oh,
else feeling? If you're new to the language of light, again, it's a tool of healing. Just integrate in the same way you would like with Reiki. So drink lots of water, ground, nurture of self. You know, you might want to journal if there's stuff coming up, but hopefully you'll feel as bammed as we do after that.
yeah.
And I'm sorry we didn't get to everybody today, but perhaps me and Mairead will come on again and do some type of a play like this again in the future.
Yeah.
If you'd like it, let us know if this is something you like more of. What do you think, Marie? This is something you
Yeah,
like
that
more of?
was great. Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem at all. Sure, I could talk for Ireland, so there's no problem in many languages. Oh, it was wonderful. Thank you so much for this opportunity, America. It was wonderful. And light language. If you were thinking about it, I cannot recommend it highly enough. And Mary Catherine, she is phenomenal. Like she speaks for herself when you see her in action. But it is, and for me as well, like when I seen you first, and I first time I heard light language, and I think you were in Paris at the time and you were doing some lives, you're walking around in the park and you were talking to elementals. And I was like, who is this woman? And she's Irish, and what's she doing? And I was just like a magnet drawn. But my initial was, oh, I could never, I think that's too advanced for me. That's too, ooh, ooh, ooh. But there was something there. So if you're feeling that something there, do it, go for it, enjoy it. It will open up you so much within you. It'll change you in phenomenal ways. That's all I can say. Take the leap.
And it's a community. Look at us the way we're
Oh,
connected.
look at the community
This
and
is how
look at
we met.
the friends, the amount of, that the support. That's something you could do a whole other program on the support of the women in it.
Yeah.
I have some very close friends now, and we speak every single day. We WhatsApp. How are you today? Oh my God, what's going on? You have that network. We're not meant to go through what we go through on our own. We're not designed to. Everybody has shit days. Everybody feels like they're losing their shit sometimes. That's life. But don't keep it inside. Have connections. Tell people that's what we need.
Yeah,
That's what it's the good and the bad, it's the ugly and it's the
that is
pretty. It's allowing it all to be what it is in that moment
it.
without judgment.
It's the
Because
juiciness of life, isn't
it's
it?
the juiciness of life. Absolutely. And have that support. Yeah. Have that
I like
support.
to do this with the juicy people. I eat you up from the screen. I
The
go nom
juicy
nom nom
people. And we could have maybe we have beautiful baths here in Sligo. We could do maybe an outdoor bathing one or something over the summer. Imagine.
It would need to be summer now, Marie. But that sounds amazing.
Imagine.
Wow,
That'd be
imagine a
incredible.
beautiful launch like that into all the products.
Yeah,
Wow,
that'd be
that's
good, wouldn't
with
it?
the healing and the light language and the meditation. I'll be there.
Yeah,
Wow, and
yeah.
the beautiful. I mean, Sligo holds all those massive codes as well. Uh,
Sligo is
you know,
amazing.
if you ever
Hmm.
drive by Benbulben, there's a dimensional portal
Oh,
there.
it's amazing. Knocknarea, Carramore. Oh, it's a beautiful. It's
We're
it's
blessed.
magic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're blessed.
we
Ireland is
are blessed.
magical,
Yeah, we're
and she's
blessed.
awakening. Well, my darlings, I am going to say adieu and farewell, and thank you for all of your supports. You'll see me yawn many times. I wasn't bored. I was literally releasing throughout this whole thing.
It's like, Jesus, she's fed up with this one. She's still yawning.
Mairead, I do want to remind people of your offerings, by the way, because if you missed the start of this, we talked about the sacred knowledge that Mairead is channeling through into her salts, her restorative salts, her scrubs. Check out the link. I've put it up there, my loves. I mean, it's so reasonable for what we are
Mhm.
receiving. It feels so luxurious. It's all senses activated. Mama C, check it out. I've bought it for gifts for my whole family, especially living abroad. That's how that's how I was sending birthday presents, was via Mairead. So thank you for that too, and of course your
My pleasure.
services, your offerings, the soul journeys you take. I mean, I only had one a week and a half ago with you.
Mhm.
Check Mairead out for those soul journeys with light language and meditation and soul reading. Again, you need to be out there, and it
Yeah,
needs to be shone upon. We need to like shine the light on each other,
yeah,
and that's essentially what I want to do here, because souls, we need connections. Like, you were my connection and now I'm your connection,
yeah.
and
I
this
know
is
it's.
how we keep it going. This is how we get out of the funks together. This is it.
Exactly. And this is, I feel that when we become more comfortable with speaking our truth, we give the space over for other people to do the same, which is very empowering.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it's like
Hmm.
permission is almost given for some,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Hmm.
It's funny that. I
Yeah.
love you, my darling. Thank you for joining.
Love you so much. Thank you, my dear. Such a lovely evening.